Well, hello and welcome to our special show, Battle of Champions. We're coming to you live from Melbourne, the venue which will be hosting the most awaited cricket clash in India versus Pakistan, to be played in 2 days' time. I'm Nikhil Naj. Joining me, the little master in Sunil Gavaskar. I'm fresh off the boat, but Sunny Bhai has been here for some time now, doing all the commentary for the warm-up games and then round one. Well, Sunny Bhai, talking about round one, we already know now the two opponents that India is going to have. So Netherlands have made it to India's group, and the other team that's come to India's group is Zimbabwe. How is now the India group looking?
I think it's looking a lot better. Lot better because if Sri Lanka or the West Indies had qualified to be in India's group, they would have been banana peel opponents. Sri Lanka, as it is, having won the Asia Cup, would be high on confidence. And West Indies, with the West Indies, when they turn up, then no stopping them. So in a way, these two teams coming in India's group certainly is a big plus as far as India is concerned.
The other way of looking at it is, some people may have said that maybe it's not a bad idea to have someone like a Sri Lanka or West Indies, because what that does is takes off the pressure in a, let's say, you can't take pressure off in India-Pakistan game, but marginally, because you think then if you were to lose, one of the teams had to lose, then you have a West Indies that can cause an upset, or a Sri Lanka to do that and throw open the group. Now an India-Pakistan game and an India-South Africa game become virtual quarterfinals of sorts.
Not necessarily, because India really has to basically win. Out of the 5 matches that they're playing, they could have win 4 of them. So even if they lose one match, whether to Pakistan or South Africa, they'll still qualify. Okay. And playing Netherlands and Zimbabwe certainly gives them a much better opportunity than, say, that West Indies or Sri Lanka. West Indies, of course, didn't qualify at all. Right. But I'm saying West Indies and Sri Lanka would have been much tougher opponents in a knockout stage.
Alright, so the group is set up nicely. What that has done is made the other group, the group of death, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. I think because that group, nobody can take any match, lightly. Because anything can happen. Yes, Ireland is one country where, in limited overs cricket, they seem to play a lot better than in red ball cricket. And they've surprised a lot of teams in the past. And so even in this tournament, they could be, they could surprise the odd team.
So the other group, as it's set up now, of course, apart from the likes of England and Australia and New Zealand, now they'll have Ireland as well joining that group, and Sri Lanka, the current Asian champions, I might add. Okay, let's turn our attention now to the Indian team, because what we're talking about here is the India-Pakistan clash. The Indian team practiced, so did the Pakistan team, and here's a report that we bring to you exclusively of what were the plans that the Indian team went through 2 days ahead of that big encounter. It's match day -2. That means just 2 days to go for the big India versus Pakistan encounter. And I'm at the India practice session right outside the MCG. Himanshu, if you just show, this is the big G, the imposing structure which can accommodate over 100,000 people. So that's right behind us. But where I am at the moment is the practice facility. And this is where the Indian team has been hard at work in the net, practicing. Few things that you really need to keep an eye out on, and the Indian team focused on, was some left arm bowling. You remember Pakistan, Shaheen Shah Afridi was outstanding against the Indian team, so that was the focus. We saw Rohit Sharma practice for a very long time. And what was interesting is, now they've got multiple throwdown experts that the Indian team go on with them. There is a right-hand throwdown expert and a left-hand throwdown expert. And so we saw Rohit Sharma mix the two up. So you had the right-hand throwdown expert bowling at him, and then suddenly the next ball would be thrown in by the left arm throwdown expert. So that was the focus. We also had a local bowler, a left armer, a Sikh gentleman, that is a local net bowler who came out to bowl to the Indian team. So clearly the focus has been to focus on the left arm pacer. That has been India's Achilles heels, and that is something that the Indian team worked out on the practice session.
It was a good experience. I bowled first Rohit, and that was really hard to bowl him because he's quite really decent with the ball, and was really good. And then I bowled DK Paji, he was hitting hard, and I got him once, I know, with the cover, but it was really good experience,
What we also saw at the practice session was Captain Rohit Sharma keeping a very close eye on the rest of the batsmen. I saw him observe Akshar Patel's batting for very long. After his own batting was done,
He was seeing Dinesh Karthik. What was Dinesh Karthik doing at the nets? He was trying all his variations. I saw him play the ramp shot. I saw him play the scoop shot. So he was practicing all the shots that you actually will get him to see when he's going to be playing the actual match and when he has to accelerate, which is the job that has been assigned to him. Other than that, Rohit Sharma had a long conversation with coach Rahul Dravid, and these were just certain things that the Indian team focused on their practice session 2 days before that India-Pakistan encounter. We'll be bringing you all the latest updates from here.
A few things to note from India's practice session, as we pointed out there, Sunny Bhai, was that I did witness a lot of focus on left-arm fast bowlers. So we had a local boy here, a left-arm pacer, who bowled to the Indian players. So they had specially asked for him to come. The other thing I noticed was, apart from having a right-hand throw-down expert, Rohit practiced against a left-hand throw-down expert that they've got from Sri Lanka. So he was right there. So clearly, the Indian team is working on that Achilles heels that they've had, where a left-arm pacer tends to do well against them.
It's a swing that is the important thing. You know, with throwdowns, I'm not too sure whether you can get the ball to swing in the air. Off the pitch, perhaps it doesn't, matter that much, particularly if it is swinging that much and it's pitched up. Because once you get used to the swing, then you can make the little adjustment for the movement of the surface as well.
Right.
But the fact that they've done that is good news, because I think that is going to be the tricky part against Pakistan, with Shaheen Shafridi showing a return to form. He bowled well against Afghanistan, was getting the ball to swing in the air and off the surface as well. And he's going to be the danger man. Yes, there is Haris Rauf and the others, but while the others might keep you quiet, Shaheen Shafridi can get you out.
The one other thing that we noticed, Sunny Bhai, was I attended both the practice sessions, that of the Indian team and then the Pakistan team. The Indian team had an optional training session, which meant that majority of the players were missing. So in terms of your playing 11, you had an Arshdeep, maybe a Shami if he makes it to the 11. Then you had Rohit Sharma and Dinesh Karthik. And Akshar Patel. A majority of the other players chose not to come out and practice. Whereas when we saw the Pakistan team, they were out in full strength, practicing 2 days ahead of the game. Does that tell you something?
Well, I mean, I don't know what it tells you, but it's something that I don't agree with. I don't agree with it for the simple reason: at the start of the tournament, when you've had, I think, your match washed out, when you have not played any cricket, then you've come to Melbourne, you've had a day off, and then the next day you opt not to practice. That doesn't tell you that you. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, those who didn't come for practice can go out and be match winners, but you want to get a rhythm going. As a team, you want to get a rhythm going. You want to see a sense of purpose. Now, giving an option is something that I believe only the captain and the coach should be doing. So, for example, if you've batted well and you've scored 100 in the previous game, and you've got a bit of stiffness in your hands, or you've got a little niggle, and the captain coach can say, okay, I give you the option not to practice. You want to come and practice? Fine. But you want to rest? Fine. Similarly with a bowler who's bowled maybe 20, 30 overs or is bowled really well, but again is feeling a little sore shoulder or whatever it is, you say, look, it's up to you. You want to come for practice, you're fit, but you want to come, that's it. Giving the option to the players is a no-no. There never ever should be that option. It's always the captain and the coach who should be saying, yeah, you don't come for practice. If you don't want to, you want to come, fine, but you don't want to. Giving the players the option means you'll never have players coming, like we've seen. And how many times it has affected Indian cricket is unbelievable. You look at the results over the last so many years, and it's at the start of the tournament.
Yeah.
In the middle of the tournament, you're on a roll. You've done very well in the middle of the tournament. Yes, give everybody a break. Let them go to a cinema. Go wherever to take their minds off cricket. But at the start of the tournament, optional practice. Yes, I know we're recording this 2 days before.
Yes.
So maybe on the eve of the match, they might all turn up. But that's not it. I want them to see, to show that solidarity of purpose, that look, we are wanting to win this, so we are going to come and practice. Tomorrow if it rains, what happens? Your practice is gone?
Yep. And in fact, that's exactly what I was going to talk to, Sunny Bhai about, because there is a lot of rain predicted on a Saturday. Remember, the game is on Sunday. We'll talk about the weather on Sunday, but there's a lot of rain predicted on a Saturday. We're coming to you live on a Friday, and it's been raining and it's been raining non-stop. That's why we're standing under an umbrella, though we're in an open space, because it's been raining. Good likelihood the Indian team is expected to practice at 3 o'clock in the afternoon here at Melbourne time, but good chance that there's rain. You don't get to practice a day before or 2 days before a big game. You would want to practice, and the stark difference was visible because I attended both the practice sessions. Pakistan were out in full force. They had a team huddle, had a major discussion of what they will be approaching the practice session with, what are the plans in mind, and then they went out and executed that. Whether the Indian team is planning a day before that, we don't know. But as I said, good chance that they may not have practice. But do you think that the talk now with India not going to the Asia Cup in Pakistan and then calls for boycott from the Pakistan side, do you think that's going to add any sort of pressure on the players?
Not at all. I don't think the players will be concerned at all. Because the players know that that is not in their hands. Neither is it in the hands of the cricket board or BCCI. It's a government call. So clearly, I think they know that they have nothing to do with it. They'll be just focused on the game against Pakistan and the other games to follow.
You've seen those. The one warm-up game that India had. They've been here. As I said, you've been here in Australia. What is it that you think India can take from that particular game that they played? The other one, of course, was washed out because that was the first game they played in Australian condition, apart from the practice games that they had played.
I think the bowling of Mohammad Shami just won over, but I think he got his Yorker spot on. Yeah. And that's a very important delivery. As long as you know that which batsman is unlikely to play the scoop shot, then that Yorker becomes a lethal weapon. There are some batsmen who can play the scoop shot, therefore your Yorker has got to be spot on. Otherwise it can be scooped with the extra pace that you put in for the Yorker, can be hit for a 6. So as long as you know which batsman does what, then you're fine. But also I think, some of the time that was spent in the middle by KL Rahul, by Surya Kumar Yadav, I thought that was fantastic. Rahul batted brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. Just like we see him bat in the IPL, when he goes and bang, 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 bang. It was so nice, refreshing to see. And it's again telling the world that, look, he came into the season a little bit late because he had some injury issues. And after that, surely it takes any player a bit of time. And that time he has used, and therefore he is now looking very good. With Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, their class is evident. So, we even if they don't score runs in a warm-up game, nothing much can be read about it into it.
You were talking about the scoop shot. I saw one man practice a lot of scoop shots during practice today. His name is Dinesh Karthik. I did not see anybody from the Pakistan side practice the scoop shot, but I believe it's banned in Pakistan after the Misbah scoop shot in 2007. But yeah, good to see Dinesh Karthik. I also saw Akshar Patel spend a lot of time in the nets, and what was really heartening to see, Rohit was batting alongside him in the nets, and every time Akshar's turn was to face a ball, he would stop. He wanted to see how Akshar was batting, and then he would face his ball and then wait again for Akshar's turn. So clearly Akshar is going to have a very crucial role, considering he has to play to just get the balance of the team.
I think he will be in the squad. My feeling is that if they go in with 2 spinners, which is Ashwin and Akshar, that will be Ashwin and Akshar, 3 fast bowlers, and Hardik Pandya as your 6th bowling option. So Akshar, yes, because Akshar is a top fielder. He has this knack of getting wickets in any form of the game: Test cricket, red ball cricket, one-day cricket, and even the 2020. And as a batsman, we've seen him in the West Indies swing a game and win it for India. So I think he'll be a key cog in the wheel of Rohit Sharma's ambition of lifting this trophy.
We heard from Sunny Bhai, and he was talking about how he doesn't think all this talk or political talk outside the cricket field is only going to change how the players are going to be thinking. But I want to know what the fans are thinking. And I caught up with a few Pakistani fans who were there at practice today, and this is what they had to say. पाकिस्तान के साथ मैच है तो पाकिस्तानी प्लेयर बड़े बड़े नाम हमारे साथ हैं. शान मसूद है, बाबर आजम है, शाहिन शाह अफरीदी हैं. बस दिख थोड़े अलग रहे हैं, लेकिन हैं ये पाकिस्तानी प्लेयर्स. नहीं, चलिए मजाक कर रहा था. पाकिस्तानी फैंस जैसे आपको पता है काफ़ी तादाद में आए हुए हैं. पहले तो ये बताएं, आप लोग मेलबर्न से हैं या पाकिस्तान से ट्रैवल करके आए?
सिडनी से आए.
सिडनी से. ऑल ऑफ यू आर फ्रॉम सिडनी. ओके, सो व्हाट आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग? आपसे शुरुआत करता हूं. व्हाट आर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग?
100% Pakistan, I reckon, bring it home. I reckon if we win the first game, तो कप भी आ जाएगा घर.
हाँ, एक्चुअली ये काफ़ी लोग कह रहे हैं इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैच जो भी जीतता है उसके लिए टूर्नामेंट में बहुत आगे जाने का रास्ता हो जाता है. लगता है आपको?
I mean, everybody knows that Pakistan and India का match सब लोग देखते हैं दुनिया में. It's one of the most important matches. It's a decider between who can make it to the end. But I think if Pakistan beats India, then like Adu said. So.
अच्छा, ये आप लोग ग्राउंड पे तो बैठे होगे,
हैं तो इंडियन फैंस हो गए, बैंटर तो होती होगी है।
बैंटर तो होता है.
That's part of the game. मजा नहीं आता ना.
आप पास आ जाओ, मैं
मजा नहीं आता है. That's part of the game. अगर बैंटर नहीं होगी तो फिर फायदा क्या हुआ? वो फन चलता रहता है, but there's no hate, you know, like at the end of the day, better team wins.
So you know one very important thing किसी भी मैच में होती है एनर्जी. तो what kind of energy will you five bring to the ground?
Man, we got not just 5 of us, it's the 40 of us from Sydney coming.
तो क्या what energy? Can you give me a sample of the energy?
Let's go.
पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद, पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद।
इनका नाम है पवन, बड़े कराची से हैं, पाकिस्तान से। इनका नाम है वर्षा। ये वैसे बॉम्बे की रहने वाली हैं, बट मैरिड टू पवन। घर में लड़ाई शुरू हुई है या होनी है?
हो चुकी है।
हो चुकी है।
एवरी टाइम होती है लड़ाई
इस मैच को लेके मैच कौन जीत रहा है फिर?
इंडिया।
पाकिस्तान ऑफ कोर्स। इस बार तो पाकिस्तान जीत, इस बार बुमराह नहीं खेल रहा, पाकिस्तान जीतने वाली है गेम।
सिर्फ बुमराह ने इंडिया को जिताना था।
आई थिंक बुमराह का बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट होता है T20 में, स्पेशली डेथ ओवर्स में एंड इवन इन द बिगनिंग ओवर्स। सो आई थिंक बुमराह नहीं खेल रहा, ये बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है पाकिस्तान के लिए जीतने के लिए।
जडेजा भी नहीं खेल रहे वैसे तो।
जडेजा भी नहीं खेल रहा, आई गेट इट, बट आई थिंक बुमराह ज़्यादा इम्पैक्टफुल।
विराट कोहली खेल रहे हैं।
उनका फॉर्म ऊपर नीचे है, सो वी कैन नॉट से। आई मीन शाहीन भी खेल रहे हैं इस बार, तो विराट कोहली की विकेट।
रोहित शर्मा भी हैं।
हाँ, इंडिया टीम काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग है, बट आई हैव अ फीलिंग कि पाकिस्तान टीम जीत जाएगी।
यू हैव अ फीलिंग बट यू आर श्योर?
We have best players, so watch out.
तो इन केस पाकिस्तान में मैच हो रहा हो और इंडिया पाकिस्तान का मैच इंडिया जीत जाए, तो इनकी सज़ा क्या होती है?
डिशेस क्लीन करेगा,
हाँ।
क्लीनिंग करना है।
अच्छा।
और मेरी सेवा करनी है।
और अगर पाकिस्तान जीत जाए तो इनकी सज़ा क्या होती है?
तो रोज ही होती है ये सारी चीज तो।
Well, that's what also adds to the charm of an India-Pakistan encounter, the kind of passion that you see come across through the fans. And we heard from a few fans who were there at practice today. Sunil Gavaskar still with me, and I think, Zahima, this is the most important question. I'm asking you at the end of the show, are we going to get a game on Sunday? Because the weather forecast isn't good. And because you've made trips to Australia far more many times than I have, I think you're far more local than I am. So give me some local.
Well, I'm a former cricketer. I'm not a former weather forecaster. But everybody you meet has been saying that, yes, there is going to be rain. Some are also telling me, looking at their phones and saying that, you know, the rain prediction is still about 2:33 local time, and the match starts at 7 p.m. local time. The drainage system at the MCG is very good. So if it does happen that the rain stops at about even 3 or even 4 p.m., we should be able to get a game. Because you might not start at 7, you might start at 7:30, but you'll still get a 40-over game.
All right. So what we're getting to hear from Melbourne, yes, rain is predicted, but let me tell you a personal example. I've been in Australia just 2 days, and over the 2 days, the forecast for rain is, hovered anywhere from 40 to 50 to 60 to 80 to even 100%. That's how much it's changed in 48 hours. So we've got another 48 odd hours to go for the game to start. I'm sure a lot of things are going to change by then, but we'll be right here on India Today, bringing you all the latest updates as far as the weather is concerned, the Team 11, everything you're going to get, because our special program, Battle of Champions, every day at 6:30 p.m. Don't forget to tune in. For the moment, we're signing off.
That will not change. 6:30 we'll be there.
Yes, 6:30 we're going to be there. Sunil Gavaskar is going to be with us every evening. So thanks so much for your company. We'll bid adieu right now, but see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.